To me, Agile leadership is sort of the next natural evolution of where we should be going. Historically, we've addressed very well the team level, and I think now we're seeing that in organizations, if you just address the team level, be it one team or even multiple teams, right? Because a lot of the scaling frameworks focus a lot on the multi-team aspect. You hit a ceiling at some point, and that ceiling it will be senior management and executive management. And if we don't have those folks embrace Agile, in sort of a broad way, we're going to get blocked. All right, and good initiatives that could have started bottom up at the team level will eventually hit that ceiling, they'll get blocked, and good people at those companies will just decide to leave.
For someone to be an Agile leader, I think it takes a couple of things. First would be an Agile mindset. And that's truly understanding what Agile means and the impacts and maybe even experiencing it. I've often seen people that they'll be in that leadership role and they'll all be saying these terms that we've all heard, Agile, Scrum, iterative, delivery, collaboration, but they aren't saying the same thing. They'll say Agile, but my Agile isn't your Agile. So we're using similar words, yet we don't truly understand what that means. And what happens then is when I think a leader hasn't fully been immersed or seen the real results, and it's still this vague concept. So to truly have an Agile leader, you need to really embrace the Agile mindset, and that encompasses setting teams up for success and creating environments where they can thrive.
As a leader, you have to be comfortable with fear or being uncomfortable. So there's been several times where our teams have decided they want to try something, and it sort of puts a pit in the stomach of our leadership team, and you just have to say, nope, we're going to support this experiment, whether we like it or not. And so I've had to have several conversations with our leadership team and frankly myself to say, yeah, no, we're going to empower the team to make this decision.
Agile leadership or Agile leaders certainly have to be developed within the organization, and we've done that in a couple ways. A community practice we started soon after we got our Agile adoption work going in early 2014, and the community practice has been helpful. We felt that it was really important to create a community of supporters, of kind of champions of Agile within the organization. And so we do that with our Scrum Masters as well. We run an open space every month. We do the same with our product owners, and developing those, giving those leaders an opportunity to really promote and be advocates for Agile within the organization is really important.
There's no secret recipe, I think, for anyone. It's just understanding what can be done. How do they benefit? What are their objectives, and how can this method of working get that done for them faster and more efficient? So a lot of time, in my opinion, when I go out to folks, I try to understand where are they feeling that we can't take risks? Where do they feel that we can? What are their main objectives versus others? So you understand the playing field, if you will, and start to actually build cases for how that can benefit them.
I think one of the things is, losing fear. You can't be afraid to fail. You have to realize you're not the smartest person in the room, and you have to listen to the people around you that can actually help you do better. One of the things that's been a big growth experience for me is my organization is completely flat. So if you're a junior level developer or you're a lead level developer, you report to the director. There's no mid-level managers. They own their own world. And they give me feedback, and I take in their feedback. I meet with them regularly so they can assess me, and we can do a retro on how we're doing and how am I doing as a leader, and what do I need to do, and how do I need to pivot, and so I think an Agile leader is someone who doesn't lead from a position of authority, but leads from a position of support of everybody above you.
the Agile principles, one of the principles would be transparency. And so one of the first things I did as a leader was just try to make myself more approachable. You know, people talk about having an open door policy, and I truly have an open door policy. You know, I come back to my office often and people are having meetings in it and I'm not even there. It's like it's another breakout room. You know, we talk about being a collaborative environment, and we've rearranged our floor, knocked down cubes, and created open spaces, threw managers out of their office and turned them into breakout rooms. So one of the first things I did, actually the first thing I did, the very first day that I was in the job, I took the desk that was in my office, big banker desk, you know, big mahogany thing, and big comfortable leaning back chair behind it, and then straight back chairs in front of it, so that the person behind the desk looks powerful and you look like you're asking for a loan and hoping you'll get it. The first thing I did was push that thing on its back, shove it out in the hall, and get a table, and stole a bunch of chairs from conference rooms, and just created this open space in my office, and tried to show that from the top there would be an environment where people could sit down together and work things out, and nothing would be secret. And that helped. As we started to do that to the floor, people who were resistant to it, it was hard for them to fight it when they saw that I was doing it too. So that was one of the ways to lead.
Mainstream America probably hasn't even heard of all the things we've been talking about for the last 20 plus years. So success to me is, when can we have Agile leadership on the same plane or same conversation as Harvard Business School, Stanford, all these executive MBA programs, Center for Creative Leadership. We need to make a broader dent in the leadership space. We need to have a louder voice, because once we do that, people realize that this Agile thing is not just some fad, it's not just some thing for IT. What it really is a new way to run companies, a way that's going to really resonate with the millennial generation, that's going to carry us into the future instead of keeping us stuck in the past.
The Agile Leadership program is important because a lot of times people come to our Certified Scrum Master classes and get excited about this way of working, and inevitably they say, but I'm not the one who needs to hear this, my boss does, or the leaders in our company do, because grassroots movements can only take it so far, and they kind of raise that wick up, but the leader has to light it. The leader has to make that happen, you know, if it's going to be real change in the organization.